What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is currently the reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion, widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez, he took on his biggest rival for a third time, his trilogy match with two-time unified middleweight world champion, Kazakhstan superstar boxer Gennady Trilogy Golovkin. Okay, Canelo Alvarez, he was the victor in this fight. He won every single round of this fight. If you want to try to stretch it and give Triple G one round, you can possibly try and find one round in the late rounds to give to Gennady Triple G Golovkin. Canelo Alvarez outclassed Gennady Golovkin. Golovkin looks old. He looked vulnerable. He looked just like, what I expected from his fights with, Sergey Derevyanchenko and his fight with Ryota Murata, where he looked vulnerable and hurt to the body. He was definitely very, very cautious of leaving his body open. He wasn't asserting himself. Only thing he threw was a jab. Until the late rounds, he tried to assert himself with a powerful right hand every now and then. And even with the jab, he was pity-patting with it. Canelo Alvarez dominated the fight. Now he's 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. He wins a unanimous decision. More importantly to note, though, Triple G is now 42 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 37 wins by way of knockout, 40 years of age, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. But the judges' scorecards, for the first time in Canelo Alvarez's career, okay, Canelo Alvarez actually dominates a fight against an elite opponent. He wins every single round, outclasses Triple G, and the judges go to bite Canelo Alvarez in reverse. And they all call it a 2-round fight. 115 to 113, Canelo Alvarez won on these scorecards. In a fight that he won all but 1 round in this fight. He won all but 1 round, and the judges saw 115, 113 across the board. So you saw a 1 and 2 round fight where Canelo Alvarez dominated. You saw Triple G winning 4 and 5 rounds in this fight. Now again, Canelo Alvarez has been on the receiving end of some of these bad scorecards. When he got outclassed and dominated and lost every single round to Floyd Mayweather, legendary retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer, one of the judges saw it a draw. Okay? A draw. Then he got the benefit of the doubt against Erislandy Lara 2 fights later. Okay? But in this case, Canelo Alvarez absolutely dominated Triple G. Not even close. Completely dominated Gennady Triple G Golovkin. And yet, the judges across the board saw a close competitive fight where Canelo Alvarez only won by 2 rounds, which is utterly ridiculous. Triple G lost the first 8 rounds clearly. He wasn't throwing anything of conviction. He wasn't throwing nothing more than a jab. He didn't throw no right hands, a hook every now and then. He looked very slow, very lethargic. Okay, he was fatigued. He looked like he was preserving himself. He looked like an old fighter. And Canelo Alvarez had the faster hands, more aggressive, landed big punches every single round, clean punches, hooks to the body, hooks up top, right hands to the body. And the judges saw a fight in which they thought it was close, that Canelo only won 113 or 115. That's utterly ridiculous. And this needs to change in the sport of boxing. So they came in this fight with their mind made up that they was going to give Triple G the benefit of the doubt. So if Triple G had been more active and the fight had been anything remotely close to their first 2 fights back in 2017, September of 2017 and September of 2018, they was going to give Triple G this fight. They were automatically ready, set to give Triple G this fight. He did absolutely nothing in this fight. Nothing. Zero. Zilt. He did nothing in this fight. And they found a way to give this fight, was going to give this fight to Triple G. Their decision on the fight, as long as it wasn't a knockout, was already made up going into this fight. And they didn't even attempt to make an adjustment at the end of the fight after they witnessed Canelo Alvarez dominating performance. He clearly dominated. Triple G's face at the end of the 5th round, the 3rd round, 4th round, looked like hamburger meat. Okay, to the point where Canelo Alvarez was styling on him. Now I know people going to say, yeah, well, Triple G is old. You know, he don't have it no more. He looked vulnerable. He's 40 years old, so on and so forth. Yeah, that's all well and said. But at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez dominated this fight. And he deserved to get rewarded for his performance. He didn't deserve to be already judged before he stepped in the ring. Just like fighters should not already be judged before they step in the ring with him. It's abundantly clear. Again, like I said, I can't reiterate this enough. The decision was made on who won this fight before they even stepped in the ring. And again, they had no choice but to give this fight to Canelo Alvarez because it was such a wide gap in performance between the two. They had no choice but to give it to Canelo Alvarez. But they didn't want to give this fight to Canelo Alvarez. That was abundantly clear. Okay, so if Triple G was anything competitive in the first couple of rounds, they would have given him this fight. The attempted robbery on Canelo Alvarez was going to happen tonight. They made their decision. They wasn't happy with the outrage that the first fight should have went towards Triple G, and the first fight ended in a draw, and the second fight was awarded to Canelo Alvarez. And they heard all the chatter that Triple G didn't get the benefit of the doubt. And so what did the judges do? They went in this predetermined who won the fight. And if Triple G was anything remotely close to being competitive, he would have gotten a nod. If he would have won a clear 3 rounds in this fight, because he didn't even win 2 rounds. But if he would have won a clear 3 rounds in this fight, you best believe he would have gotten a nod and the victory tonight. And that's a shame. That is an absolute shame. And it's a stain on the sport of boxing. And it's irresponsible to the fans that pay their hard-earned money to see real fights. True fights. It's a shame that we getting predetermined victories before the fight even take place, as long as there's no knockout. If Canelo Alvarez would have got knocked down in the knockout, right, they would have they had no choice. But as long as it went to 12 rounds and went to the scorecards, we saw who their choice was. And that's a shame because Canelo Alvarez, okay, is coming off of a loss already. His last fight against former the WBA light heavyweight world champion, undefeated Russian superstar boxer Dmitry Bivol, in which they made that fight closer than what it needed to be. Canelo Alvarez won all the 3 rounds, 2-3 rounds in that fight. It was more competitive than this fight tonight with him and Triple G. But he didn't win more than 3 rounds in that fight, and yet the judges saw a close fight again. And it's a shame that we continue to go down this road and this avenue with these fights. It's the fight before that, Bam Rodriguez, okay, he took on an opponent that was very competitive against him, okay? And it was a good fight, a close fight. And the judges saw Bam Rodriguez winning on a landslide, a not even close fight. It's a shame that this continues to take place in the sport of boxing, and something needs to be done. They cannot have judges predetermine who wins fights before the fight even unfolds and plays out. It's irresponsible to the fans that play their hard-earned money, and it's irresponsible to the sport itself. It does a disservice to the sport. Period. Canelo Alvarez won in a landslide. Okay? He won in a landslide, dominated the fight. Triple G made no adjustments. He didn't assert himself. He looked old. He looked like his, again, like I told you, his reflexes was gone from the Sergey Derevyanchenko fight, which I thought he lost that fight. And again, another fight where he got the benefit of the doubt. Sergey Derevyanchenko clearly won the fight against Triple G. And he got the nod. Unanimous decision. Then he fights against Ryota Murata. He looks very vulnerable in that fight against Ryota Murata. And once again, what happens? He gets the benefit of the doubt. He gets the decision. These are fights he's not winning. And he wasn't competitive tonight. So let's see what happens. Canelo Alvarez said he wants hand surgery. He hurt his hand. He injured his hand. He said that if Dmitry Bivol wins his fight with Zurdo Ramirez, defending his titles, he wants to fight with Dmitry Bivol. And then if Dimitri Bivol loses, obviously he stated he don't want to fight no more Mexican fighters. So we got to see what happens and plays out, how this plays out moving forward. But Canelo Alvarez gets a unanimous decision victory, well deserved. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.